And a good early Saturday afternoon, everyone. Roger Hill, VELCO Weather Hazards Forecaster. This is the Weather Hazards Outlook. We're looking at utility threats, fairly limited this period to just lightning. And for this outlook, that the best chances will be today, Saturday afternoon, and again on Tuesday. Additionally, some possible heavy rainfall will occur with an occluded front, some high PWATS or available moisture to tap into with that. And that occluded cold front will push through on, it looks like Tuesday morning for western Vermont, and then into the Northeast Kingdom in the afternoon. This could generate a few thunderstorms. They looked relatively benign, but maybe some heavy rain-produced storms there. Generally seasonable to cooler than normal weather will continue this week with a little bit of an oscillation. We are catching up slowly in much-needed rainfall, and generally we're looking at just a little bit more in the way of wildfire smoke. Best chances for that would be on Sunday, but it looks like it's going to be a layer aloft and not near surface smoke like it was earlier in the week last week. The wildfire zone that has been producing the Canadian wildfires has been extremely dry. They're starting to see just a little bit more in the way of rainfall. That's good news. So potentially some likely improvement, but this looks to be a very slow process, and we could be revisiting this at times all summer long. Looking at some rain showers across the region right now, and even reporting snow atop Mount Washington. Crazy stuff this time of year in June. We've seen this before in early June, and of course this is associated with this cold cutoff low that is at one point was centered over just about the Northeast Kingdom. It has now advanced and pushed off a little bit more to the east. It's going to open the door basically for the overnight period, Saturday night into Sunday, with the only real dry weather we're going to see. And it looks like more showers will resume with jet stream energy working in. This is going to produce a cutoff low that's going to be situated over the lower Great Lakes, Ohio River Valley. And that eventually will spread in that occluded front toward Vermont and bring us some much needed rainfall. It looks like probably the best chance to see potentially some heavy rainfall. And that could raise a few of the tributaries and headwaters of the streams, but it looks like it's going to be fleeting and pushing away with just shower chances and a little bit of a cool off thereafter. Looking at the modeling, this is the European model. We're going to stick with that, and we do have the scattered rain shower activity and again a few isolated thunderstorms. The best chances, by the way, will be across the Northeast Kingdom, a little bit closer to New Hampshire, and one or two may drift off the Adirondacks and cut across into far southwestern Vermont. But for the most part, we're not looking at anything major here. Things do dry out, as I mentioned tonight. Finally, things wind on down, and we got one nice day coming. That's going to be on Sunday, thanks to a little bit of ridging of this area of higher pressure. Not a lot to show for it, though. And then look at that, right into the day on Sunday night and into Monday, we have a little bit more shower activity returning. This is kind of part and parcel warm front. Things are going to warm up just a little bit on Monday, as by the time we get into Monday evening, this little bit more predominant occluded front I've been talking about with this cold cutoff. This is going to be pushing into Vermont, maybe even develop a surface low in southern parts of New England. That bodes well to add a little bit more moisture to it. So we have what looks to be a little bit more heavier rainfall and a potential for some thunderstorm activity. Western Vermont, it looks like Tuesday morning, and then eastern Vermont and into the Northeast Kingdom Tuesday afternoon, and then it pushes on out. And it looks like things wind down for Tuesday night. We get into Wednesday. This second system is going to be pushing across the region, and it's going to add more showers. Maybe a couple of moderate showers at that. And then to Thursday, just about each day, we're going to get into shower activity. And this is going beyond the period now into Saturday, and we'll take it even into Sunday. Finally, Sunday of next week, the 18th of June, we finally see an area of higher pressure build into the region and bring us much better conditions, at least the start of what looks to be maybe a couple dry days, but a pretty wet period headed that way. Looking at the GFS ensemble plumes, what you can see here is today's rain shower activity. And then we have a little bit of that drying period, and then we're back into it once we get into Monday night, into Monday into Tuesday, and so on and so forth. Tuesday, the occluded front, probably the peak of which we'll see, and then showery conditions just as far as the eye can see. Looking at rainfall, what you can see is the total amounts here kind of level off here under probably about 0.2 of an inch. We dry out a little bit, and then we're going to start to pick that up incrementally. And by the time we get into the late part of this period here, or beyond the period, we're going to be over 1 inch amounts. Now, the deterministic GFS model is the blue line here. It doesn't think quite as wet. But the precipitation type, of course, is going to be all rain. There's no other worries about that. Looking at convective available potential energy, typically we start seeing some pretty good updrafts in the core updrafts in the thunderstorm activity of, say, above 600, 800 joules. And not really seeing that, at least medium. So just a little bit of a threat. And winds generally under 30 knots, and so it doesn't look very organized. Getting close to 30 at times, but it's going to stay unorganized, so nothing severe. We're into a weather period finally across the northeast United States, and indeed we have greater than 1.5 inches in this brown line and 2 inches in central parts of Vermont. 2-meter temperature anomalies from the climate reanalyzer shows basically slightly below normal temperatures, and that's kind of weighted. If anything, we're going to get near normal and neutralize, and then we're going to drop the temperature again in the longer range. Next 5 days of high temperatures, again neutral or 0, not above normal, but just getting seasonable, and then temperatures are going to get colder, unfortunately, as we start to see those temperatures fall yet again. Tropics are quiet. We're going into an El Nino, not expecting a very frequent hurricane season, but there will be some, of course. Leaving you on this note, this is yesterday's MODIS shot, and what you can see is just a little bit of smoke, a lot more smoke up in this general area here. Roger Hill, Weathering Heights, thanks for watching.